Four or Five Fans podcast. We got another one, man. We got another special guest. King of the Dot champion.
What else?
COTY winner.
What else?
TBL.
What else?
Pendulum Ink.
What else?
Kingpin.
What else?
Boss Town.
What else? You ain't never heard 3 rounds like these.
Battle Rap Hall of Fame, if there was one.
First battle.
Your favorite ghostwriter's ghostwriter.
Come on, man. I just want to tell all the rest of you pods, and that's why y'all losing now, because we got Mr. Jump the Top Tier from the motherfucking
Proving Ground.
We got Chilla Jones.
Happy to finally be here, man. What's going on, y'all?
Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Usually, I set it off, but since my boy P, Professor P over there,
yes, sir.
He's our bar master, bar breakdown. You feel me? And I knew he would appreciate this episode, so I'm gonna let him set it off.
Come on, man, don't do me like that, man. I appreciate you, Reese, man. We definitely got a special guest, man. Chilla Jones in the fucking building, man. So I just want to start, man, basically with your origin, basically, yo. When you think of Boston, right? Your regular fan, that's not even a fan, your regular person, they might think of Boston, they might think of Fenway Park. You might think of Boston Big Beans. You might think of Boston Celtics. But we the glorified fans, right? We think of Chilla fucking Jones.
Come on, right?
40 bars. If you really know Boston, you think of terminology.
You
do our research here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what was it like growing up in Boston? I guess, what was your influences? What made you get into battle rap? I guess start there.
Really for me, you know, it started for me as far as like writing, getting into the rapping side. You know, it started one Christmas, and my older brother and sister got me Blueprint.
Okay.
And Stillmatic. Right. This is at kind of like the height of Takeover, Ether, Got Yourself a Gun, like. This is in the midst of all that, right? So like my introduction to like really being in this hip hop shit, like outside of just what I was hearing on the radio, riding around with moms, you know, as a youngin', like when I really first took an interest, it was on the heels of the Jay-Z and Nas, right? Yeah. So like I like to think that the whole competitive side of rap and battling, like I came in on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From there, I got into like Cannabis and LL and like a lot of other back and forths. That was always the most interesting part of it to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, as I started to get into battle rap, started to get into watching like Grind Time on World Star and like Smack DVD, Mook and Lux in the clothing store. Rex and Uncasa.
What else?
Rex and Mouse.
What else?
Gin and Verse.
What else? He going back. He going back.
All these different battles, man, and you know, at first I was just a fan, bro. Like I just was just into the art of battling and of battle rap. From there. In school, we used to start to battle, right? We was doing freestyle battles at lunch, freestyle battles after school. I was cooking everyone. Like it was
first scheme.
It was getting crazy. I don't even know if I was scheming like that back then. I was just punching. But it was me and it was my nigga Lee Boy. Shout out Lee Boy. Cooking everything. Cooking everything at school. And
grinding beat
from right on the lunch table. And you know, from there, when I dropped out of high school, so I dropped out of high school in 9th grade. I got held back in 7th. I got held back in 8th. I was in 9th grade. I was like 16, 17. It was ridiculous.
They was hating on you.
I just wasn't motivated for school. Like I just was not the type of nigga that was like, yo, like I gotta hurry up and get a diploma so I can prove to these white people that I'm smart. Like I never had that type of mentality. It always felt fucked up to me to feel like I had to do all this in school to get a piece of paper that said, oh, he's competent.
Right.
It just, I always been like rebellious. I always been like against that type of shit. So it never really sat well with me. I was much more the person to just be like, yo, I'm gonna just teach myself.
Said you was more interested in Latin.
Yeah, if I wanted to learn something, like Latin was the only class that I was excelling in, bro.
I looked at the art of scheme.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was the only class that challenged me because that was the only thing I really wasn't familiar with. So like, I don't know if I touched on this in that interview, but like, before I got to high school, I went to private school, right? As a kid, like I was always smart, I was always gifted. Mom's working 3 jobs, put me in a private school. I'm learning all this shit. When I get to 7th grade, no lie, I'm learning the shit that I used to do in 5th grade. Like the same worksheets. Like I'm doing the same work. And I was like, yo, I'm not finna do this shit again.
It's too easy.
Right? So, first year, I just bullshitted. I was getting F's on everything. I got kept back. Moms was heated, family was heated, everybody was heated. So I do 7th grade. I do all the bare minimum work. I get D's on everything. I pass. 8th grade, I'm doing the shit I was doing in 6th grade at private school. I'm like, yo, I'm not finna do this, bro. This is not challenging for me. But Latin, I was new.
Right.
And it was a language, and I love words. So I was studying Latin, and you would look at my report card, and it would say like, I was in 8th grade and like 11th grade Latin, because I just was smoking it. And so on my report card, you would see like honors Latin, A+, biology F, Spanish F, everything else F. And they'd be like, yo, why you getting A+ in this? And you just get, I was like, yo, that's the only class that makes me feel like I'm learning something. That's like making me, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I dropped out in 9th grade, started working full time, started getting to the bag, started doing other things. Started to take rap a little bit more seriously, and I got called out for a battle on the radio. It was a local radio station called Funky Fresh. It was Friday, Saturday nights in the hood. They called me out for a battle. They used to do like a little phone battle every Friday night. So the nigga won like 3-4 weeks, and I was real cool with the DJ that used to run it. DJ Funky Fresh, Rusty, and he brought my name up, and the nigga was like, yo, man, like, if that's who gets respect around here, like, that's who I need to see. So he would reach out to me, like, on Saturday morning after he would go up there and go crazy and be like, yo, Chilla, you gotta come see. I'd be like, I'm gonna come see shit. Like,
Champ is here.
Chilling. Like, I'm not even into that. I'm trying to make music. Right. This is around the time where the stigma of battle rappers not being able to make music was so strong, bro, that I didn't want to be even attached to the culture that way. I didn't want people to suddenly discount my music because they knew I could battle. So I always was trying to just brush it off. So anyway, eventually I fell for the bait. He won like 7-8 times on the radio. We end up doing a Monday night at this spot called the Dublin House in the Hood. If you ask anybody in the hood from Boston, they'll know what the Dublin House is. We battled there. The battle's still online. Chilla Jones versus Gatman Jones, if y'all ever go watch it. I literally went up there with 3 mixtape verses and just blacked on them.
Rex style.
I was doing like NBA schemes, all type of shit, and just blacked and won. Right after that, I started Shark Tank Battlegrounds. That was like my league at home. I was seeing some of the battle rappers in our city go to New York and like try out for grind time and do certain things, and I was like, damn, there's no platform for niggas. There's no platform at home that if people want to battle and get some footage, they could just drive 20 minutes and get busy. Like, niggas gotta drive 4 hours to battle a New York nigga in a room full of New York niggas and try to earn their respect that way. And I was like, I'm not really jacking that. Like, let's figure this out. So I started a league, and the main person I was pushing is like the star called me out. Like,
yo, in that federal.
Yo, you just battle Gap, man. Yo, I want that smoke. I want to show him better than you. And I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to do all that, bro.
BTA.
I'm not trying. Went off.
Gotta learn the hard way.
Went off, and that was the footage that ended up on Street Star Norb's desk, and John and Mickey Fax and X Factor and all the people that co-signed me off that battle and was like, he need to be on URL. Like he's very different. All it took was that one battle for me to get to the Proving Grounds. That's it. And so from there, I went to the Proving Grounds. I battled Cash Eaton on Any Given Sunday. That was the card with DNA Tech 9, Tay Roc, Rich Dollars, B Magic, Real Deal. We end up opening that card because the PG card the day before, the venue ran out of time. So they was like, yo, if y'all want to stay and open up the card tomorrow, you could do it. I spent my last, got a hotel room that I wasn't planning on getting because it's only a 3.5 hour drive from the city. So I was just going to drive back after the battle. I said, fuck it, I got a hotel. Went to the event, rapped, went crazy, and then it was up from there.
Want to be a hero? For the bread and cheese, roast the beef, hit them with hot peppers, the slices, onion.
That was when I knew. That was when I knew. Like that was my lane. I said. I heard who do that. And I said.
What about that though?
Oh, okay.
What about that made you?
To me, it was just clever, bro. Like it was just wittiness on another level. Like punches is always good, and punches is always like as far as a crowd, like punchlines will always get the crowd excited. But the scheme, it felt like it was like it just took more energy, it took more effort, it took more intention to be able to draw out and build up to kind of like a bigger punch at the end of it. And I was like, I like this.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm keeping people engaged for longer. It almost felt like the build up was stronger, right? Like consider seeing 2 weeks promo for a battle you excited for compared to 2 months. It was like that kind of extra build up and anticipation that you can give to somebody for an extra 15 or 20 seconds. They hanging on every word. They trying to recognize everything, see where you going, and then you hit them out of left field with something. It just something to me that was like, yeah, you can do that better than anybody else.
So
you can do it.
You talk about like your upbringing in Boston, and then you not even wanting to battle to making it to URL, and you're part of probably one of the greatest battles ever. You and JC, like people still talk about that battle.
Yo, that was my 5th battle ever.
That's insane. That's insane.
Like that was my 5th battle ever in life.
Was that before Interstate Flames?
Nah, it was 3 battles after. Because I had the Gatman Jones battle, I had the Interstate Flames battle, then I had Cash Eaton,
City.
Then I had M City, then I had JC. I had JC among not the M City. And honestly, I was locked in for JC before I was locked in for M City. So 2 or 3 of the schemes I have for M City, I had clipped for JC. I just moved them because they was both from Michigan, and so I had some shit that kind of that worked for both. But I didn't want to turn down the opportunity. I battled M City on it was Smack's birthday event in 2012. It was a month before Summer Madness 2, and it was like Math's return to URL against Marv 1. And there was some other matchups on that card, but when they offered me that, I was like, I can't turn that down. Like it's another URL card. It's not a PG. It's a big opportunity. I got to take it. So I had maybe like 2.5 weeks to write for City, but for that I had to pull some shit out of like my JC stuff and give it to City. But if I had saved the horoscope scheme I have for City, or like the point guard scheme I have for City, if I'd have kept that in my JC clip,
it would have been over. It wouldn't have been no classic, man.
It would have been no classic.
It would have been a gentleman's.
Yo, and quiet as kept, a lot of people don't know this. If you watch me and JC, the beginning of my 3rd round is not there. If you watch it back, it starts with me saying the total B2Ks. We handled Maxwell and Claps.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of the wildest R&B scheme you would ever hear. I was in the middle of it, and the battery died.
That was the Black Street.
Yeah,
Black Street.
The beginning of it was like 4 or 6 bars longer than what y'all heard. I was wigging. I started with a rebuttal, and then went into the R&B scheme. So there's like 8 to 10 bars missing from the beginning of my third for JC.
It's sabotage.
It's still the classic that it is.
It's sabotage.
But if that part was in that round,
Come on, Smack.
a lot different.
the third might look a little different.
So,
That's all I'm saying.
JC up.
It might look a little
Do
different.
you, based off that battle, this is a 2-part question.
Sure.
Do you believe in instant classics? Like, that was a classic battle as soon as you leave? And then my second question is, like, what is a pen? Like, because you're considered one of the, if not the greatest, UJC, Lugs, they like, they got, but like, when we talk about pens,
Yeah.
Chilla Jones' name is never left out.
Yeah.
So, like, what is an instant classic, if it is one? Or
Yeah.
does time have to be relevant for us to judge that? And then what is an elite pen?
I do think there's instant classics. However, I didn't know that was going to be one. I knew it was a really good battle. And I just left the event feeling like, man, I feel really good about this battle. And I can't wait for it to hit the net. I don't think I was as high on it as some of the other people that was in the room. Some of the people that was in the room was like, yo, Smack gotta drop that tomorrow. Like we need that, right?
Said that shit too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I was like, man, I feel really good about this battle. I can't wait for it to drop. The minute it dropped, and I was seeing everyone from Kevin Durant to Joe Budden to Alchemist to Just Blaze to like everybody watching it and commenting on it, I said, oh,
We got one.
this is different. This is different,
Yeah.
right? So I do believe there's instant classics. Some of the battles I would consider to be instant classics. I think Surf and Big T was an instant classic. Happened the day after Motor City Mayhem. Surf had got locked up. They bailed him out. He came out, did the battle. I thought that battle out the gate, from moment one, even people leaving the venue, I think that was an instant classic.
Real quick, you feel the same way about albums, or battles is different for you?
I do feel the same way about albums.
Okay.
I do feel the same way about albums. I think there are albums that, and battles that, that may not be an instant classic that can become a classic over time, right? And then I do think there's albums and battles that the minute they happen and the minute they're done, if you in the building and you watching, or even if you watching at home live, you can say, that's one of those.
That's one of those.
That's one of those.
Yeah.
Right? And then what is a pen? For me, there's a lot of elements to a pen. I think the general fan, when they think about penmanship, they think about like quotables. They think about like, if you're not using a lot of wordplay, if you're not doing a lot of like fancy techniques, then you're not so much of a pen. I think anglers get slept on a lot in these penmanship conversations. The real deals, the T-tops, the moots. There's a lot to be said about somebody who can change the way you look at a person.
Holmesy the God, new type of battle.
Holmesy is another one.
Yeah.
Incredible pen.
Yeah.
But because he don't spam punch
Yeah.
like everybody else does, he's not trying to punch every bar.
Yeah.
People don't give him a lot of credit. So I think nowadays when people think about pins, in their mind it's like, oh, well, he punched every bar. He got a crazy pin, or he got a certain amount of quotables. I think he's a crazy pin. But it's like, yo, you look at somebody like Jada Nightwing. He's a great example of somebody who don't have to punch every line. Same with Real Sick. Don't gotta punch every line. But their penmanship you can't deny how well they write. Every syllable counts. Every word counts. Every sound they make is calculated. I think penmanship comes down to like attention to detail more than anything else.
Yes.
No filler.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Why are you saying it?
Right.
How does this word enhance the rest of your bar?
Yeah.
The rest of your you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can find that in anyone that's a puncher, anyone that's a schemer, anyone that's an angler, even people that are funny. Like you can break down and notice like attention to detail. So that's really big for me. When I look at certain people and I kind of determine where I rank certain pins, the reason why I think Lux is a very obvious choice is you can't deny his attention to detail. Every word matters. Same for JC. Every word matters.
Who in battle rap is better than Chilla Jones at that?
Penmanship?
Yeah.
Nobody ever. I'm the greatest there's ever been with as far as writing. And I would debate that with anybody. I could point to certain things.
So while we on the topic of pens, I've been waiting to ask somebody of your caliber this question. There's somebody that we always leave off, and I till this day don't understand why we don't bring this person up when we talk about pens, and that's Tay Roc. So with Tay Roc, you know, he rhymes 30 word rhyme patterns. He goes for 30 bars. You know what I mean? Like that's a pen to me, and he does that every time. His consistency, every battle, doing that. Like I don't know how he doesn't get considered as a pen. Like and I just want to ask somebody like you, like why do you think that is? Like,
Cause he does so many other things really fucking well, bro. And there are some people, like I saw a conversation on Twitter recently, it might have been like earlier this week or last week, where some of this conversation was being had and people were like, man, calling somebody a pen sometimes is a nice way of saying that's all you have to offer. Right? Like you don't have extreme energy, performance factor, presence. You don't rhyme really well. Like sometimes you can say, "Oh, he's a pen," as a way of saying that like you don't really do nothing else.
yeah.
Right. With somebody like Tay Roc, man, he do it all. He's the total package, bro. He got everything. He got aggression. He got energy. His multi-syllabic rhyming over the years has gotten so much better. Like I think Tay Roc is somebody that is still getting better for those who care to pay attention. He's still getting better every year, bro. He's still like, and that's why I think he's at where he's at, because a lot of top tiers we see, they plateau. They get better to a certain point, and then it's like, we know what the best of them looks like. I still think that if we ever saw Tay Roc versus Easy, that would be the best Tay Roc we've ever seen. And that's scary to say.
Yeah.
He's almost 25 years in.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's footage of him battling at 16. He's damn near mid-30s now. Like Tay Roc still is getting better at what he does. He's still learning new tricks and things like that. So I think Tay Roc is a super underrated pen, and I think his penmanship is not to be questioned. His ability to punch, angle, he does everything very well roundedly, bro. Like he's the logo for a reason. He's a uniform, bro. He's the logo for a reason.
Facts.
So
in 2020, 2020 we come off with Nitty, Twerk, Geechee, Jerry, Sick, B-Dot. I'm gonna throw Sean in there, but that was 21, but that was the icing on the cake. That was, he was real convenient with someone putting a wire on him.
I'm gonna tell you why that should be included, but go ahead.
You feel me? So, the question is, so basically, I remember you battled Real Deal the first time. You said, and I wrote this down, you said, you feel me, and I quote, you said the King of the Dot Chain is the highest achievement you could achieve in battle rap. Even though you won COTY, do you still feel that way?
Great question.
And my second question is, which one of them niggas did you sit down? Because, you feel me, I know you can say you could be everyone, you could be everybody.
Yeah.
But which one of them niggas you said, yo, how the fuck am I going to win?
B-Dot.
B-Dot? Okay. So,
B-Dot. Well, Shine too. Shine too. As far as your first question, you said the first time I battled Real Deal, I said that?
the first time you battled Real Deal.
First time as in 2013?
No, I'm sorry. The first title match.
The first title match.
The first title match.
Do I still agree? I think COTY is higher.
Okay.
think maybe what I intended when I said that was King of the Dot is the biggest league with an actual official championship, right? That you rap for, that you compete for, that hinges on a singular battle where there are judges, right? There are other leagues that have titles or that have championships. COTY is kind of overarching, right? Everything you do in battle rap in a calendar year, no matter what league it's on, counts toward it. But in King of the Dot, it's like there's a champion and then there are contenders, and you have to compete in that way. So really what I mean when I say that is King of the Dot to me is the biggest league with a title that matters, right? That's exclusive to that particular league.
Man, talk your shit, man. You know what you mean, man. Talk your shit.
Just keep it true. But then also when it comes to B Dot and K Shine, I think for me, because I think me winning COTY really hinged on those two battles, there was a lot more strategy in those battles than every other battle. With Nitty, it was don't die.
Because the room was
die.
Room was a little against you when the first time. Yeah, like when you first came back and shit. Like,
first round, they wasn't. That first round, they was.
What's Twerk say? Around here, it's a whole different chain of events. Like
yeah,
still did some first.
And it was the same with Twerk. When I came back with Nitty and we did what we did, had a really good battle.
Great battle.
Beasley called me a week later, said, "Yo, what's up with Twerk?" I said, "Yo, you trying to kill me on my return?"
And I love that they give you nothing but killers
out the gate. Nitty, Twerk,
gate.
Geechee was my first 3 back, and I'm grateful for it
because
those were the battles I needed to wake people back up, get people back. You know, what
it made me a fan again
on my side. You know what I'm saying?
I was mad when he left.
So those 3 battles, you know, for me was just about. Oh, these the new gunners. Let me just show that I could. You know what I'm saying? Let me show that I'm with that. Yeah. Jerry West and Real Sick were also really good battles. In that pandemic era, I know it. In that pandemic era, you put me in a room where all we got to do is rap. I don't think nobody beats me. I still think that today.
What about Lux?
If we no, and there's reasons.
Beloved?
He won't beat me.
It's the way you say no.
Yeah,
it's the way you say like no. It's so easy.
But Chilla with a glorified
fan. No,
that shit's so easy.
You don't wait from that.
I'm not saying
it's
easy.
We get it.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying in a setting where there are no influences. There's no hype man. There's no crowd.
So Rock and
There's
Mook.
no like in
so
a room
like that.
Daylight and Rock, Mook and Rock, and that type of setting, I don't think I lose to anyone.
That's
bro.
great hoodie though.
I don't think I lose to anyone. I actually think keep it all the way tall. I've said this before.
The Kuma beats.
I think Surf wins if he finishes his round.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right?
I've always said that.
If Surf gets through his shit,
Surf wins that battle.
He wins that battle.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Nigga down on.
So, you know, I think I'm undefeated in those rooms. I don't think I have a loss in those rooms.
Agreed.
But with B Dot and K Shine, there was a lot of strategy there. With B Dot, it was his 3rd rounds are crazy. He does a lot of character assassination.
Yeah.
I need to counterwrite, and I need to get in front of it. So, going into that battle, my approach was, what is he gonna talk about, and how do I get to it first? So if you watch the battle, I think I went first, and in my 3rd round, I touch on everything that he touches on, and I just do it first. You're gonna mention I'm from Boston. Let me tell you what my upbringing was like. You're gonna mention that people don't really know me. Let me tell y'all a little bit about myself and what I'm going through. My aunt just passed away. I'm writing this round with tears coming out my eyes because she's all I'm thinking about. Let me show y'all some character that I never really showed y'all before to show y'all I'm an actual human. I'm not just a fucking writing robot. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to them niggas.
Right. that's what he was like, especially in the face-offs. That's what he was alluding to. He kept saying, "It's like, yo, Chilla, like niggas don't really know you, bro. You from Boston, but we don't know what your struggles are. We don't know what your life is like. We don't know what you deal with." And so coming into that third round, I said, let me touch on all of that before you get there.
Yeah.
So you can't just create or twist the narrative to win this battle. And when I did that, I took all the air out his third round, bro. All the air out to the point where he was rapping his third, and you can see it. If you rewatch that battle now, you can watch it and see that the conviction that he usually has and the energy he usually has is not there. Because he feels like he's addressing a bunch of shit I just spoke about.
He went on camera and said he lost too. That take a lot for a man to say, nah, he got me.
And that's always been my mentality. I didn't win a battle unless I made that nigga felt like he lost.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with K-Sean. Same thing with K-Sean.
Sean said you got into it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Last segment for you.
Oh yeah. So, just from hearing you, I've watched some other interviews and stuff like that. I feel like me personally, I could resonate with your story. You know, coming up in a single parent home, you know, maybe some trouble in the, you know, with the school system. I feel like they failed you, from what I heard. In my opinion, the school system failed you, and you still persevered, overcame. You're an artist, a league owner, and a teacher as well.
Yeah.
Now, specifically, like you teaching, where did that kind of come from? You know what I mean? Like, where did you get that inspiration? Because for you to say that you go into classes and you go into you was in a grade before that and you get in certain curriculum, it's the same thing. And now the way you even approach battles, like, how did you even get that inspiration? Where did that come from?
It came from my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? It came from feeling like I grew up in a school system and in a situation where I didn't really have somebody to take me under the wing and be like, yo, little homie, like, this is what you should be thinking about. This is what you should be focused on. This is how you should be moving. And even coming into battle rap, you know, Boston is not a battle rap city. Still not really a battle rap city. Not the way New York is, not the way Philly is, not the way Chicago is. So a lot of the people coming up in those places, if you're coming up in New York, you have a Mook, a Lux, a Clips, a Shine, a Cortez, a Rex, a bunch of people that you can look up to or get advice from, or you know, people that have paved the way for you to be able to excel. Same thing with Michigan, same thing with Chicago. For Boston, I am that. I didn't have it. I am that. You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of me paving the way and doing other things like that, it also was really important for me to have people that I can do that for that might be from other cities that also don't have that. So when it comes to WTBL, when it comes to TBL, when I see people that are from places like Alabama or Mississippi or certain places where it's like, oh, you don't have a big homie for real that could tell you, yo, this is what to think about when you're dealing with leagues. Yo, this is what you should do with your writing style. So I take every opportunity I get with those type of people to say, yo, I didn't have nobody on my come up. I made a lot of mistakes. I can save you years by just telling you, don't sign this deal. Don't take this battle at this time. Ask for this much money, not this much money, because this league is gonna feel away if you overestimate your value. If I can give you jewels like that, if I can teach you certain writing tricks that you may not learn to your 25th battle, if I can teach you that at battle 4, it's just gonna expedite your trajectory. That's all I try to do with Pendulum Ink on the music side and the battle rap side, is expedite people's potential. Your potential is your potential with or without me, but let me help you get there quicker and with less mistakes.
Fire. That's fire.
Fire. I like the way you just did. You ready?
Because I heard another question, but you answered it with that. With
the Pendulum Ink joint, like you forgot about.
Yeah.
I was about to add like
true professional.
True professional.
Before we get up out of here, we got a gift for you, Chilla, to show our appreciation for you even pulling
yes,
up. Chiller's edition, you feel me? Kingpin, Boss Town, and everything.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, that's what we do, glorified fans.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
Come outside, look.
Alright, man, it's Glorified Fans. Hey, Trey, you can do the outro.
Oh yeah, you already know the podcast that dropped from the top tier from the Proven Ground.
Just to piggyback off of some of what CP said, and I also want to give y'all credit on, and I want to know whose idea this was. You know, when y'all have y'all WTBL cards, y'all have women that got eliminated from the tournament, and y'all spin the block and still have them a part of the card. I want to say that's genius. Like, you know, was you Premo?
Yeah.
Man.
Because going off of what he said, and why not taking the developmental comment, personal to us, because I do think, even though we see the women at different various tiers like that in the big gap, I think the talent was of the upper echelon tiers. I just think they didn't have an opportunity to showcase it, a place to showcase it. So to have that home and to showcase it, it's kind of bridging that middle gap of people that don't necessarily need development, they just need opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a whole nother lane of that. It's to me, it's a more opportunistic with the males. Like, it's just a flood of guys who just can't get to the cards because there's just so many. You can't get them out there but 2 or 3 times a year, and they got talent.
Right.
And I think the same thing with the women. Why it was important to like bring them right back. It's about giving them more and more opportunities on the platform. Why would we flood it with other people when we still got people here with talent who showcased it in that first round, who continue to build on that? That was important, and that's important in bridging that gap instead of, like I said, I'm with Chilla. I think that gap is getting closer and closer.
Facts. You need you gotta sign Hope, man. You gotta sign Hope to a contract.
Shout out Hope Trilly, man.
3 years,
a
4
little
years.
example of kind of what we was talking about was Blue. See, one of the ones on her first go arounds, kind of like she was okay, she was cool, but then when you see her again that second time, like, oh nah, she kind of fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all would have never spun the block and booking her again, it's kind of like you left with that first impression, and that second one is what kind of make people start to recognize her talent or whatever. So I just want to give y'all flowers on that, on keeping them in rotation.
It's about giving pointers, man. It's about building, because a lot of them, like I said, they just need to wreck. They're already self-correcting themselves.
Right.
You can even hear them after the battle when you have conversations. Oh, I should have did this, or after they watched it, like, I should have did that, I should have said that, I should have panned to the camera better. Working on the performance, thinking about the intangibles of the stuff. So the more and more they get the wreck, the more and more you'll see. That Blue performance was incredible.
So good, bro. So good.
Great way to set it off for the females. So I just want to continue to see more of that.
I just want to give you guys your flowers as well. Like, I don't mean to interject, but shout out to you, Chilla. Shout out to you, Premo, because you guys are creating a lane for the women. In order for the battle rap field not to die, we need new talent. We don't need to see the same rotation of talent of the same battle rappers and stuff like that. So shout out to y'all and stuff like that. I just feel like I want to see one battle rapper in particular, Asi Amora. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but she fire, and Cheyraq too. Yeah, she fire as well. So shout out to y'all.
I see in the mix. We've had conversations. We've talked about what her debut looks like. So don't be surprised if she's somebody that you see on the platform this year. Those conversations have been hashed. Shout out to her. And then Rack, of course, Rack's the first lady at TBL. So
that is my own.
She pop out when we
That's my only gripe with you niggas.
She on Facebook talking heavy too.
That's my only gripe with you niggas.
Talk to me.
I feel like y'all pushed her a little, like y'all gave her official. You feel me? That was a mollywop, a little bit. But she did good the first round. I feel like she needs more of her class. You feel me? You feel me? Because like I fuck with her and she's not whack at all. But I feel like she needs more women of her class, and then we give her the top tiers. And because if you're just giving her jazz, official, like big time names, who does she have to improve on? Because if all the top tier, you feel me, are smacking her around, who are you going to, like, you going to come down and battle a mid tier or somebody, a lower tier, and then who else do you go back to? Because you already done battled your favorites.
So I think what worked against Rack.
Well, we love you, Cheyraq.
No, Rack is,
hold it down for
Rack
me.
Is hometown for sure.
We need all the points.
Yeah, we fuck with Rack. I think with Rack is, man, she came in at a time where we had this gap. Right? And the problem was, or maybe not a problem, but the reality of it is there was nobody for the top tiers to battle. It was nobody,
fact.
right? It
That's
was for like 3 or 4 years. It was Rack and it was Prestavia.
It was. And Yoshi G.
And Yoshi, if you
You
know what I'm saying, if you consider Yoshi,
wouldn't go that route.
but like, you know, because of the absence of platforms, because of the lack of places for women to battle and showcase their skill and their opportunity, it was like, in order for the top girls to stay active, they had to take somebody from down here.
Facts.
They have already battled each other. Some of them have rematched, like they tapped for matchups amongst the top tiers. You know what I'm saying? So I think Rack found herself in a position where, you know, people like Jazz could make that happen on Bullpen. You know, Official, that was a matchup that Official wanted. Like these were matchups that most of the top tiers were telling us, yo, I want her, because I've battled all my peers already.
There's no one else popping out there, and then
if I don't take her, who am I gonna pop out against?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I think Rack benefited from being outside at a time where there weren't as many options. Right now, I agree with you that I do want to see Rack battle more. I want to see her battle a lot of the new girls. I want to see her battle a lot of the, the first, she just battled First Lady Flames in November. I think she has Eliza Versa this weekend, which I'm looking forward to seeing. I think that's a good matchup. But yeah, I want to see Cheyraq. You know, there's certain matchups for Rack that I want to see her wait on. Like I want to see her wait on Ehart. I want to see her wait on Coffee. I want to see her wait on Vixen. I don't want her to take those right now, right? I want her to take the Fendies, the Mallorys, the Rainfire Moons, the Geek Girls, the like mix it up, like just be active.
I actually like her and Mallory.
I think her and Mallory would be fire.
Be
a punch fest. I want to see her more focused on being active and putting content out than I want to see her necessarily against all, continuing to be against all of the big names. Like you said, I think she had her run against big names. I think she showed flashes. I think she beat Shuni. I think there's some names that she beat, and I think there's some names that she could have did better with. She had some slips. She had some mess ups. But I'm still super high on Cheyraq as a talent. She's still one of my favorites in the space. But I definitely agree with you. I want to see her more active against, the new girls, the up and comers, the ones that are showing their face. Like I think this is her time to step in and say, yeah, y'all good.
Better than y'all.
But this is her opportunity to kind of assert that dominance and say, there's a reason why I got all these names on my resume so early. Let me stand next to y'all and show y'all the difference in talent. It's a great opportunity for her to do that. And I think it makes more sense than ever now that there's a platform and a home for all these girls to do that.
Here's the irony though of that comment though, is just off of a few good showings in this WTBL tournament, there's people tagging me in posts like Big Ice versus Shayna, set it up. It's the irony of that comment though. We look at Cheyraq in a different light for a reason, but we only seen a handful of good shots from all these girls and they're like, Vixen, Geek Girl, now.
I've been seeing that one a lot. I've been seeing that one a lot.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I've been seeing that one a lot.
I saw that.
It sounds great. It's a great concept, but it goes back to the same thing. What you say are they ready for that? Should that be the shot they get right now?
Facts.
And maybe they live up to the hype. Maybe you set it up and they live up to the hype. I think back when the Vixen got DNA on that card and lived up to the hype, right?
Killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it.
You
never know.
It's kind of odd because at a point in time, there was a such thing called rookies versus vets. So at what point is it, okay, now I'm rushing too fast versus, let's see what they can do. You know what I mean? Like, how do we come to, because I missed that series.
Yo, honestly, I think from a league standpoint, you got to strike while the iron is hot. That's part of it, right? Which means at the conclusion of this tournament, where it feels like a lot of the new girls will be peaking.
Yeah.
It's a good time for that to happen. However, when we look at careers, when we look at the longevity, the trajectory of some of these girls, it's like, could they benefit from another year of battling their peers and 3 or 4 more battles of battling within their class? Will there be in a year a better version of Big Ice to see Shayna, a better version of Geek to see Vixen, a better version of Mallory to see a Coffee or to see somebody like that, right? do we continue to have them mix it up against one another so that when the shot does come, they have even more experience under their belt? The timing on the other side of it is like, well, what happens in a year if Jazz decides to step away?
Right.
Or if, you know, Coffee's talking about, you know, last year might have been her last year
Retirement,
really being active, right? So do we try to make these happen and catch some of the top tiers before they might fade to black?
Yeah.
Or, you know, so I think all of those things are factors, and, you know, I think all of those things ought to be considered. I love any situation or opportunity, though, for the vets to mix it up with the rookies.
Yeah.
Because I think that happening closes that gap so much faster. And I think even if the new girls don't do as well against the top tiers, the experience gained will make them better off for the next top tier or the next vet that they get.
Yeah.
So if it was up to me, at the end of this tournament,
sink or swim.
we would get an OG versus New Era
I like that.
I like that. I like
situation.
it. I like it.
Right?
Though.
Probably to close out the year, we would do something maybe on a, you know, maybe do like a Apollo or Bulletproof one day, and a WTBL New Era OG
like
event
that.
on the second day. And I think I want to do Hope and Gaddis.
Oh.
I got the card already mapped. I'm not gonna hold you. I got the card already figured out.
I'm giving y'all gems right now. I'm giving y'all the whole room right now.
There's some matchups for me. There's some matchups for me that are automatic.
Yeah.
Ice and Shayna is automatic. Geek and Vixen's automatic.
What else?
Hope and Gaddis is automatic.
Think so?
There's certain matchups for me that I'm just like,
Malachi Hart.
oh,
This
this makes
not
sense.
coming out for no new girl.
I can get Gaddis.